Okay, I'm gonna do some of your problems. Oh gosh. Right, I'm gonna do some of your problems from 5.5, properties of logs, homework. I'm not gonna do all of them. My hope on this video is to do 7, 11. Oh, hi Zal. 7, 11, 15, 31, 39, 55, 65, and maybe 73. Some of them I might just talk about. Alright, let's start with 7. You want to find the exact value of log base 3 of 3 to the 71. So this goes off of the inverse properties of logs. Like, we know that a log is an inverse of an exponential function. So I've got log base 3 of 3 to something. So whatever's up here is just kind of gets pumped out. These two pieces cancel and give me equal to 71. Easy. Alright, next. Number 11. 2 raised to the log base 2 of 7. Exact same thing, but just kind of like inverted here. It was log base 3. In number 7, it was log base 3 of 3 was equal to log base 3 of 3 raised to the third. Sorry, log base 3 of 3 to the 71st, and just canceled. Here I've got this piece and this piece. They cancel and leave me with what's in the side on the inside, and it gives me 7. Next, 15. It says log base 6 of 18 minus log base 3, or base 6 of 3. So here you use the rule that takes care of this. If it's a minus on the outside of a log, then we turn it to a division on the inside. So what this is log base 6 of fraction bar. This right here, colors. This goes in the top of the fraction. This goes in the bottom of a fraction. So I get 18 over 3. So it's log base 6 of 18 over 3, which is log base 6 of 6, which you should know is 1, because 6 to the first is 6. Next one, let's go down. 31. So now we're dealing with variables in these. It says to write it as a sum and or difference of logarithms, and then to express powers as factors. Next two I'm going to do are going to have those directions. So 31 says log base 5 of 25. Oops, there's an x in there. It's 25x. So it's kind of the opposite of this previous problem in a couple of ways. One, there's times in the middle as opposed to divide in the middle. And then also, instead of bringing it into a smaller log, I'm expanding it out to bigger ones. So for this, I get equal to log 5 of 25. The times, the multiplication right there turns into a plus right here. So I get log base 5 of x. And then, I don't know, the directions are kind of unclear. You could leave it like this, but you should know that log base 5 of 25 is 2, because 5 squared is 25. So if you were to continue to simplify this, you would write 2 plus log base 5 of x. That's your answer. Okay, moving along. Number 39. log base A of u squared times v cubed. Same thing we were doing in this previous problem. I'm expanding it, but now instead of numbers, I've got all variables. The other piece of, actually I'll address it later, I'll expand it first. Erase that, come on now, red. Okay, so this is, I'll move it out, it's log base A of u squared times, or plus on the outside, when there's a times right here, right there, plus log base A of v cubed. So now we're using what I refer to in class as the plug rule. The power here moves out front, and we talked about why that's true in class, but that gives me 2 log base A of u, and then if I plug this as well, then I'm left with, back to red, plus 3 log base A of v. The sentence express powers as factors in the directions are talking about doing that last step that I just did. So that's your answer for that one. I know this may seem kind of dumb, but it's getting us ready for solving more difficult log equations later. So we're just practicing the properties. 3 more, I think. 55. I'll write it out first. It gives us log base 4 of x squared minus 1 minus 5 log base 4 of x plus 1, like that. Scroll down. Here, instead of, it's almost like this one is in the form of the answer of the previous one. So the directions here are to express it as a single logarithm. So what I need to do is kind of go do the opposite of what I did on the last problem. I'm going to look at the minus in between these two logs right here. And, alright, back. So, trivia question for this homework assignment is who just called? And the answer is Flanny. Okay, anyway. So I need to compress these into one logarithm. First thing I need to do, actually, before I compress them, is take care of this guy. I need to plug it, kind of the inverse, the opposite of what we were talking about before. I'm just going to show that work in this line instead of rewriting it. This shows up. Well, I'm going to erase this and move it out just a little bit. Move it out just a little bit to give myself space. So I'll do the work in blue. So this, I'm going to put that in parentheses. I'm going to move that into here, and it's going to be squared. You could put the square just on the outside of the red parentheses if you want to, but whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, back to red. So actually, let's just get rid of this completely. So now I need to combine these guys. Oh, why did I write squared? Come on now, layer to the 5th. It corresponds with that number. Okay, so now I'm going to combine them. And I'm going to write log base 4. I'm going to just write a fraction bar. I get a x squared minus 1 in the top, and then a x plus 1 to the 5th in the bottom. You could wind up stopping here, and it would be wrong. You need to recognize that. Oh, let me do this in blue. you need to recognize that that is x minus 1, x plus 1. It factors. So that one of those x plus 1s, or that x plus 1 on the top, is going to cancel with one of these x plus 1s in the bottom, leaving with a fourth power in the bottom. So back to red, that gives me, and this is the final answer, log base 4 of, I'm left with an x minus 1 in the top, and x plus 1 to the fourth in the bottom. That's it. Two more. Oh, maybe I'm only going to do one more. I can fit it both. Alright, so 65. It says calculate log base 3 of 21. Super easy. Use the change of base formula. You can use either log base 10 or ln. I'm going to use ln because it's easier to write. ln 21 over ln of 3. And I get my calculator out. Type in ln 21 over ln 3. Don't forget to close your parentheses, and you get a decimal of 2.771. Last one that I'm going to talk about, 73, is super similar to this. It is asking you to graph it on your calculator, which I can't show on this, but it says y equals log base 4 of x. You want to graph it, so what you type into your y equals screen is, you're just going to use the same principle we used here. So we type into our y equals screen log, actually I'm going to write it as an ln of x over ln of 4, and that'll graph it correctly. Thank you. Bye.